Hey guys, Chris here with Work2Game, and this week I wanted to kind of go over an announcement that some of you already gathered because you've been catching us over on Twitch, but I am now also playing World of Warcraft. Now this does not mean I quit Final Fantasy XIV, I'm actually trying to play them alongside each other because I've noticed a trend over the last year where in the comments section, it's really easy for us to want to compare things to like games in the space, and that makes sense. It's what tells us what's driving what, because none of these games are designed in a vacuum. So, you know, Yoshi P has been to BlizzCon. These aren't surprises. They're not like, oh, there are no other games but us. And so I wanted to go and try a lot of it out for myself. And the reason that I really was curious is because I did used to play. I played from vanilla all the way to kind of the beginning of Pandaria. And then I actually kind of dropped off. And so I missed the last couple of expansions. And so now I've dove in and I'm trying to catch up with Legion because we are getting a new expansion probably around the end of this summer. And so I want to kind of get back into things. And so I played a lot this last week. I actually took my free level 100 character, pushed it all the way to 110. I've gotten all the way up to, last night we pushed our way through a Mythic 9. So for those of you that play WoW, you're aware that just how far I've made it in 3 or 4 days. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that I already have a friend that has an established guild, and so they've been able to kind of carry me through this and very quickly gear me out and help me with any of the information that I need, because I am lost on all kinds of things. And so the goal in my mind for this channel is to start the beginning of kind of a conversation between the two and see if there's things that I think 80% of these games are almost identical, at least similar versions, right? Like maybe different translations of the same paragraph. And so you have very similar interpretations, but that remaining 20% is very different. And there's things that I see touted as new features in one that has always been around in the other. And so it's interesting to be playing one and playing the other. And my goal here is to kind of compare things. And so those of you that once again have been watching us over on stream have known that I'm finally getting around to leveling botany and mining. And so then my goal is I'm already capped on mining over in WoW, but I'd like to cap on herbalism and then kind of compare how those two systems work. You know, a lot of these things you're going to see that there's like a monk, and like a boomkin is a lot like a black mage, which is one of the specs of balance spec of a druid. And so I'd like to kind of compare those systems and see which one is doing it better or which one's doing it more interesting right now. I will say that my initial impressions are it's good to be back. There's a lot of things that just work right out of the box that frustrate me about Final Fantasy, but I already miss Final Fantasy. And so I'll be getting back into Final Fantasy today and playing a little more because there's already things that I just really miss about the way Square Enix handles things. So hopefully this isn't a shock to any of you guys, and it's the two biggest MMOs in the world, and if I have the time to play both, that is absolutely something that I want to try just to get a better feel for kind of where the current state of MMO is. We are still playing a little bit of Division, a little bit of Warframe. There's so many MMOs out there, so this is not even the beginning of covering what all MMOs are, but it's definitely a way to kind of take those top two and directly compare them. So anyway, that's all this announcement was. I think Brian might be playing a little bit with me, but for the most part, he focuses on controller-based MMOs because he spends so long at the keyboard all day. And so that's one of the things he really likes about Square Enix is that when he gets tired of sitting up and using a controller, he can recline back and, you know, or keyboard, he can recline back and use his controller. And that's not an option in WoW. As well as the fact that he's starting to get into raiding with 4.2, which is something in Final Fantasy that we've really kind of stayed away from for the desire to kind of level more things or play a wider variety of games. And so he's really enjoying that kind of new raid content. So I don't know which way he's gonna fall here. We're still kind of up in the air as of this recording, but hopefully he enjoys whatever direction and kind of sharing that with you guys as well. This has been Chris with Work2Game. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.
Hey Chris, I really like what you do on this channel, and I want to say thanks. How can I do that?
You know, you could try being a patron.
Oh, okay. So tell me more about it.
Well, I think you'd have to click on the link to take you to our Patreon page and see if you want to support it. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to support just me. Okay. You're going to have to support both of us.
So this is kind of like a win-win. So if they support you, They support me, right?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Do we get? Do we have like cool, fun rewards? Like, is there anything
They do.
I get?
They do, and we're constantly looking for ways to change that. So if you support Team Brian, Team Chris, just teamwork to game, click on that link.
Yeah. Let us know what you think about the rewards too, whether you like them or if we could do something a little bit different.
And by the way, thanks for watching this video.
We really appreciate it.
We'll see you next time.
Take care.